So let's just jump right in with an uncomfortable question.
Okay, let's do it.
If someone, a totally neutral observer, could secretly follow you around for 1 week,
hmm
watching everything you do, when that week was over, would they honestly say you are building a life? Or would they say you're just killing time?
Wow. The question is, it's brutal because for so many of us, I think the honest answer is immediately clear and it's kind of painful.
Right, we feel busy, we're always moving, but that needle, the progress needle, it just feels stuck.
Totally. You're tired at the end of the day, but you aren't actually progressing toward anything that really, lights you up.
And that paradox, that feeling of constant motion, but also this, like, soul-crushing stagnation, that's the real challenge.
This is not a guide to becoming some kind of, productivity robot who never relaxes. The mission here is way more fundamental.
It's about waking up.
It's the realization of how your one precious life is quietly being traded away one thoughtless choice at a time. It's about seeing that silent erosion of your potential.
Okay, let's unpack that core thesis because it really does challenge how we think about, life going wrong.
It does.
The sources suggest that most people don't ruin their lives with one big, catastrophic, sudden mistake. Not that big, traumatic crash.
No, they ruin it. Or maybe a better word is they just dissolve it.
Dissolve it.
With thousands and thousands of tiny, seemingly unimportant choices. I mean, think about your own routine.
Like checking your phone before you even say good morning to your family.
Or staying in those draining conversations that just give you anxiety. Or just reflexively saying yes to things that you know are going to deplete your energy.
And it's the accumulation that's so terrifying. I mean, individually, scrolling for 45 minutes feels like nothing.
Right.
But do that every day for a year. That's 273 hours. You can live like that for years, feeling busy, feeling scheduled, exhausted. And then one day you look up and realize nothing that actually mattered got built.
And that's exactly why we have to start by dissecting this illusion of movement. It feels good to be busy. It feels, responsible.
Of course.
But we have to stop confusing movement with progress.
Movement is the hamster wheel.
Exactly. Movement is running on the spot.
Mm.
Progress is actually moving toward a meaningful destination.
That distinction is so critical. It reminds me as a friend, let's call him Mike. Every single time I talked to him, his whole story was about how much he had going on.
Oh, I know that person.
Always busy, always tired, stressed. It was his whole identity.
And that is the classic trap, isn't it? We confuse the exhaustion from being scheduled with the deep work of actually building something of substance.
We wear busy like a badge of honor.
When really it's often just a sign of poor boundaries and a complete lack of ruthless prioritization.
And when you actually looked at Mike's busyness, it was shocking. His days were filled with hours of just consuming content on social media, complaining about the job he wouldn't change.
So watching other people win.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Watching other people live meaningful lives on a screen.
See, Mike wasn't lazy, not fundamentally. He was just profoundly distracted. His energy wasn't being used. It was being diffused,
Yeah.
scattered everywhere.
He was playing defense against his commitments, not offense toward his goals.
Exactly.
And this is where the sources get really counterintuitive because we tell ourselves, oh, I just need more motivation. I need a new system, a new goal. We try to add things.
But the truth for, I'd say, 90% of people isn't that they need more motivation. They need subtraction.
Subtraction.
The essential first step is just cutting out the nonsense. You can't start a huge renovation on a house that's collapsing under the weight of junk.
That's hard, though, because adding feels active and hopeful. Subtraction is painful. It means letting go of things that are easy, even if they give you zero value. Why is it so necessary?
Because distraction is a volume issue. I mean, we're all operating with an overloaded cognitive framework. If you only have 5 units of mental energy left after the low-value stuff steals the other 95,
Those 5 units are just for recovery.
right, not for creating anything. The sources argue you have to create this space first. You have to remove the gravitational pull of the unimportant so the important can finally float to the top.
Let's talk about that gravitational pull, because the real shocker is the price tag attached to unimportant things. We have to internalize that everything costs something. We think distraction is free, but the currency we're spending is way more valuable than money.
Oh, absolutely. We're spending our future potential. We're spending the very ingredients we need to create a meaningful life. Time, focus, and energy.
So give us the specific costs. The source material is brutally clear on this.
Okay. A TV show or an endless streaming habit, It costs more than the subscription fee. It costs time, irrecoverable minutes of your life.
And gossip, or getting into useless online arguments.
That costs focus. It costs emotional bandwidth that could have gone towards creating something meaningful. And that constant addictive search for comfort, always taking the easy path, that costs growth. It literally stunts you.
The most insidious part of this, and this is where I think the big aha moment is that the bill is always delayed.
Yes.
You don't pay for it immediately, so it doesn't feel like a real transaction. I scrolled for 2 hours last night. My bank account didn't drop.
But the payment always comes later. This delayed invoicing is why we tolerate it. We associate payment with an immediate consequence.
Right.
But when people say, I don't have time for the gym or for that side project or to connect with their partner, the truth is they spent it. They spent it yesterday and the day before, often, as the source says, on things that didn't love you back.
That phrase just hits so hard. Spent it on things that didn't love you back. You traded irreplaceable hours for a little bit of relief, but those things give you no compound return.
They leave you right where you started, just poorer in potential. You're exchanging the chance at a life that reflects your highest values for a quick dopamine hit. The scale of that loss is only visible when you finally get that delayed bill.
To really ground this, the sources share this incredibly powerful anecdote. It's from a hospital hallway. The story of a nurse who worked with people at the very end of their lives.
This just cuts through all the daily noise instantly. When you look back from that vantage point, what matters completely changes. And she said the regrets were not only universal, but incredibly consistent.
She laid out the 3 big ones. Number 1, people regretted not spending time with the people they genuinely loved. Not just more time, but being more present.
Number 2, not trying the thing they were scared of, the thing that required courage and risk.
The job change, the move, the book they never wrote.
Right. They regretted the risk they didn't take far more than any failure. And number 3, not being honest with themselves about what they truly wanted, living a life to please other people instead of listening to their own internal compass.
But what's really fascinating and what gives us the ultimate reality check is what she called the anti-regret.
Yes.
She pointed out with just striking clarity that no one regrets not answering more emails.
That is the money quote right there.
Yeah.
No one on their deathbed is saying, I just wish I'd been more dedicated to my inbox.
And crucially, she added, no one said, I wish I scrolled more.
That puts the hours we waste trying to clear the clutter or mindlessly scrolling into the most brutal context imaginable. Your tombstone is not going to list your screen time stats.
So that raises the next logical question. If we accept our time is being traded away, and we understand the cost, how do we figure out what actually matters starting today?
We have to move away from waiting for some external motivation. The sources teach this fundamental principle. Your life is shaped not by your dreams, but by what you tolerate.
And what you repeatedly say yes to.
And what you repeatedly say yes to, those are the real forces shaping your life.
You need filters. We need criteria to apply to all the demands and the low-value stuff that's screaming for our attention.
Exactly. And the source material gives us 2 really clear, practical filters. 2 essential questions you can apply to any task, any commitment, any fear.
The first one is the 5-year test. It's so simple but powerful. Just ask, will this matter in 5 years?
And if the answer is no, the action is clear. Reduce it, delegate it, or just eliminate it. Think about that online argument you're in, or that minor friction with a colleague over some tiny process.
Things that feel so urgent in the moment.
Right. If it's going to be completely irrelevant in 60 months, why are you investing hours of your emotional energy into it today?
That filter alone just wipes out like 80% of daily stress. But some things do matter in 5 years and they still drain you. Which brings us to the second filter, the energy test.
This is a great gut check. It helps you distinguish movement from progress in real time. Just ask, does this give me energy or does it steal it?
And this needs some nuance, right? Because important work is often hard.
Yes, high effort, but often high energy. You might be tired after writing a difficult chapter of a book, but you feel energized by the progress itself.
I get that.
Unimportant tasks, on the other hand, are often low effort but high drain. Endlessly checking the news, scrolling, arguing about trivia. They just steal your mental clarity. You feel exhausted and totally unsatisfied.
So the takeaway here is really powerful. You don't need a new life, a new job, a new city. You just need new priorities, rigorously defined by those 2 questions.
You use subtraction to create the space, and these filters to guide what fills that space. And once you've defined those new priorities, then you need the practical action plan to stop the bleeding.
Okay, let's make it concrete. The sources give a solid three-step reset. Step one is the foundation. It's all about self-awareness.
You have to audit your time, brutally. And that means actually tracking it, not just guessing. You have to confront the real data.
So if you think you spent 30 minutes on social media, but your phone says 2 hours.
You have to accept the 2 hours. Confronting that reality is the painful but necessary first step.
Okay, step two. Pick one thing that actually matters. Just one. This is key. Don't make a huge list of 5 new goals.
No, be surgical. Find the single highest leverage thing that aligns with your 5-year vision and needs your best focus. Is it finally writing that job application? Is it dedicating one night a week to truly connect with your family? Pick one.
And step 3 is the most critical and the one we usually forget. Protect it like your future depends on it.
Because the source material suggests. It literally does.
So what does protecting it look like in practice?
It looks like building non-negotiable walls. It means blocking out time for that task first thing in the morning, before the world interrupts you. It means putting your phone on airplane mode for 2 hours, even if that feels impossible.
You have to treat that one task with reverence.
You have to, because the low-value tasks will never respect your boundaries on their own.
But when you start doing this, when you start saying no and subtracting the nonsense, there is a social consequence.
Absolutely. You have to get comfortable being misunderstood. When you start ruthlessly protecting your focus and saying no to draining commitments.
To a colleague, a friend who only complains.
The people who do waste time might not like it. They might even try to pull you back into that gravitational field of the unimportant because your focus makes them uncomfortable.
And the sources are clear on this. That friction, that momentary confusion from others, it's a good sign.
It's a very good sign. It means you are separating yourself from the pull of the unimportant and stepping into a different reality. You're trading external validation for internal alignment.
So if we bring this all home, that feeling of emptiness or dissatisfaction that you might be feeling right now isn't a punishment. It's not your life working against you.
No.
It's communicating with you. It's screaming, pay attention. It's a clear signal that the thousands of tiny choices you're making are steering you toward a life you don't actually want.
And you still have time to course correct.
Yeah.
You do. But you don't have a limited time. So don't wait for a crisis, a health scare, a layoff to force a change you could have started today.
Define what matters. Use the filters. Do the subtraction. And protect the one thing you decide to build.
And here's a final thought to mull over as you go about your day. It connects everything we've talked about. Consider this. Choosing to tolerate an unimportant choice today is actively saying no to the one thing that will matter most to you 5 years from now.